Good morning, everybody. It is me, Coffee Stitcher, September 20th. We have one more Sunday in the month, if you can believe that. I know I can't. There should be a Stitch Mania the Talk Show episode coming today. A word of note. There may not be a video next weekend. There will definitely not be one the first weekend of October. We are moving. We will get the keys on the 30th. The movers are coming on the 2nd. So I expect everything is going to be kind of floopy-doopy as we get everything going. So don't be surprised if you don't see me. I appreciate all of the well wishes for my father. He did get to go to the rehab place. He's there now. He seems to be doing pretty well. So that's all very good news, but we definitely appreciate all of the kind words and thoughts and prayers and such. All right, so we've got some Q&A. We've got some haul. We've got some whip updates. And that'll probably be it for me for a little while. So let's dive into the Q&A. The first one comes from Anna Conant, and she asks, says, I've never heard of fire poppies until I watched your channel, and I was pleasantly surprised to find them in my neck of the woods. Is this their main location? And my answer is yes, they only have the one, but they do a whole lot of online service, so... But the in-person store is in South Carolina. Let's see. Lynn McGill asks, have you ever attended a stitching retreat? The answer is yes. I attended the first ever floss tube one back in Austin, Texas in 2017. That's the only one I've been able to attend, largely due to timing and location. So there was supposed to be one in Grapevine in April, but as we all know, nothing happened with COVID. And I know they're planning to do it, to reschedule it, but I haven't heard what the dates are on it, so don't quite know when it's going to be. And that was it for the Q&A. So this may end up being a short video this week. I did get my nest egg from 3 Owls. So it came with... oh, she included a little names for all of them. Terrific. Alright, so it came with, and I'm going to be guessing on them, Kinetic Kelly. These are all, it looks like, well, no, 3 of the 4 are L's, so they're the higher luster. So, Kinetic Kelly. Then we've got Night, with a K. Laser Lime, and Lavendarctic. So those are the Krynics. And then the Gentle Arts this time, the Wools. Which there's a bunch, and there's some very brightly colored ones. We've got Harvest Basket, Hyacinth, and Lamb's Wool. And then Lemon Drops, Midnight, and Morning Glory. And Key Lime. So a very pretty rainbow of colors this time. Um, okay. We also got some haul that turned into a new start. So I will show you all of that sort of at once. Stitching wise, this week, I did finish part 1 of Dark Queen of the Seas. And I accidentally did my own customization to it. So I present to you Ada, Aura, and Aja, the 3 adepts from Glinda of Oz who get turned into fish. And I accidentally used 310 for the back stitching. I misread my chart, but we're going to leave it. But here they are. So I'm excited to see what comes next. And to work on that after the dust settles from the move. Alright, then at work, I worked on, and I really only got to work one day. Because I was off Monday, Tuesday. So I worked on this Wednesday, and then Thursday, due to issues, we didn't get a lunch break. And Friday, I had to find a moving company, so that was what I did on my lunch break. So I did get at least some of the red done. So, working our way along the border slowly. So I'll finish up the red, I would expect probably Monday or Tuesday at lunch. And then we'll start in on the next section of border. So I will be very glad when the border is done, because I am ready to start in on the full part. Alright, so those of you in Stitch Mania may recall that I saw a sampler in an episode of Murder, She Wrote, and wanted to know what it was. And it turns out it was a stamped kit produced by Paragon, specifically for the Williamsburg Restoration Committee. And it's called The Governor's Palace. This is my first ever stamped kit, so you're going to get some analysis on this one. So it was, has a black and white cover. So the picture is kind of interesting. We don't really quite know what it is. It included obviously the sampler on stamped Belgian linen with Para Lusta embroidery thread, and then complete, easy to follow instructions. And this is kit number S132, and then parentheses 01052X. So it came with, and like I said, I've already started it. So it came with 1 full skein of the brown, a full skein of this green color, and then a combined grouping of these lovely colors, including some lilac, some hot pink, and bright yellow. This is going to be a very colorful sampler when all is said and done. I did discover that the brown they sent, they did not send quite enough of. You have to use 3 strands to cover it and hide the X's. So that was a thing. And because I'm about to move the Q-snap, I'll show y'all. The one thing I've noticed is when you're close to the edge in the Q-snap, it's not easy to keep your attention. I've actually ended up not using my Lowry through most of this, because I've needed the extra grip from my hand to keep it, keep the tension right. But, considering I didn't stitch it all yesterday, and I didn't stitch really at all on Thursday because I had a meeting, I got a lot done very quickly. So, some things that I really kind of like, I like it's sort of brainless. So, the pattern itself, and I can show you this because it's a stamped kit and there's no way in hell you'd be able to rechart this just based off this. So it gives you numbers, or letters, to tell you what color to use. Weirdly, these are all supposed to be satin stitches. Now, I don't know about you, but this right there, yeah, that's going to be a French knot, or a colonial knot, or a something. It's not going to be a satin stitch, because that's just too tiny an area for that crap. There are some places now, it does tell you to wash it, and I'm assuming at the end that the X's that are still there will disappear. I don't really know for sure. We're gonna find out. I'm hoping so, because there was one letter, the B in Williamsburg, where I had to go off of the design a little bit to make it like straight and not lopsided. But I do like that it's kind of brainless. I definitely understand now why, when I looked at like my mom or my grandmother's old samplers, why the X's are so big and why they aren't always exactly even, and it's because you're trying to cover the X's. So in some places, I did my best to sort of fudge it and make it look right. But here we go. So I'm almost done with the brown. They didn't send quite enough, but it's a close match to DMC 433. So I'm going to finish out the letters with what they supplied, and then I'll use the 433 to finish out the border. So there you go. My analysis of a stamped kit from the 1970s, because I'm guessing that's about how old this one is. Let's see, we need to shift the Q snap down this way just a little. Like I said, you can see what I mean by it's not the easiest to line up. So yeah, so I would definitely, actually, I would very seriously do another stamped kit. It's been really nice because it's been brainless stitching. And it takes a lot of the struggle of count, because there is no counting, there's just follow the direction. So that's been really, really nice. So I very, very definitely will do other stamped kits. Yeah, so there we go. Like I said, this was going to be a short video. So, I'm going to keep working on that. I'm basically going to be monogamous with this sampler because I don't have to count, so I can pick it up and put it down pretty easily, because I'm going to have to do packing and other things. So my stitching time is going to be kind of limited. So if you don't see me next week, don't be surprised. You definitely won't see me the week after, but I should be back the following week like normal, and hopefully with all sorts of stuff to talk about and tell you. And a new Stitchy spot, which will be exciting. So, anyhow, that's it for me today. Have a great week. Don't be afraid to drop the Q&A, but if you don't get answers quickly, don't ask me anything that might be time sensitive. So, I will see you all next time.